Alright boys, welcome back to another video, another episode, another banger. We are properly back. It's been a dodgy couple of weeks. That's because football has been kind of dodgy, the transfer rumors. There hasn't been regular football being played, so the content has been kind of dodgy as well. Sorry about that, but now we are back because the Euros is starting tonight. Tonight. It's starting tonight, and should be exciting. It's exciting times for football fans. Obviously, as consumers, we obviously love to consume football on a regular basis. For the players, not so much. Barely got a vacation and barely got some family time in. But that's the nature of the job. That's what they signed up for. That's what they get, like 50k. They're like at minimum per week. So it is what it is. That's life. And so this is super exciting because last World Cup I decided to start supporting Belgium. That's because Eden Hazard was still at Chelsea, and I said, he's my favorite player. He plays for Belgium. I'm gonna watch the Belgium games. I like the Belgium team. They had some really world-class players and some good mix of up-and-coming world-class talents as well. So fast forward to the Euros that actually happened where Portugal won, and Belgium did pretty well. I think they did quite well, fairly decent. Didn't win it obviously, but it showed a lot of potential. And now I think this time around, I think in the rankings they're number 1 or number 2. I'm not sure, but I think they're really up there with the top 5, and they deserve to be there because they have a solid team. They have a few injury problems which we'll talk about soon, but overall this team, from what it was to now what it is, it's developed over time, and it's some of the players that were kind of lost talents that hadn't really found their feet, didn't really find and hit their prime, are now there. Some of the players, like for example Yannick Carrasco, he obviously bounced to China to make some money, but he's back. And he played for Atletico Madrid, won the league with them. So he's probably on a massive high from that. There's also Tielemans from Leicester City, beat Chelsea to win the FA Cup, scored a banger and scored the winner to win that cup for Leicester for the first time in their history. So he's probably on a high from there. And obviously Thorgan Hazard, Eden Hazard's brother, his younger brother. For a very long time, if you haven't even heard the name, this is probably testament to this, but he was probably living under his older brother's shadow, under Eden's shadow for a very long time, especially when he was absolutely tearing the Premier League apart a few years ago. So obviously now he's kind of left the scene with due to injury problems and so many other issues. Has given Thorgan Hazard a bit of leeway to come out and express himself, and he's done just that. He's at Dortmund, absolutely tearing the Bundesliga apart. Goals, assists, he's in a good Dortmund squad that are very talented, and he's finding his feet there, taking up that right wing, right mid spot. He's also plays as a defensive wing back, but can also attack and play on the wings and as a number 10. So very versatile players, a bunch of talents in the attacking phase of Belgium. So that mix alongside the experience of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Lukaku, and obviously Eden Hazard, it should be a good combination and a good recipe for a happy meal for these boys. Hopefully they can win it, and that's who I'm supporting for this Euros as well. It feels weird to not support them because I've been supporting them for years now. So as much as I want England to win, as much as I want the Euros to come back, the Euro trophy to come back to England, I can't switch allegiances, man. I can't be that guy. So I'm gonna stick with Belgium, and so we're gonna be talking about Belgium on the show. So I will be going over lineups. I will be going over some of the team news, and we'll be having previews, reactions for almost every game. Especially on group stages starting very soon. They're starting on Saturday. The first game. Who's the first game? They're playing Russia. They're playing Russia. You see it on the screen right here or here, whichever side it is. But it should be a very, very interesting competition, especially for Belgium. They have a very good squad. Let's just dive into the lineups. Well, now, so obviously Belgium play a very attacking lineup. Just three center backs, two wing backs, and the rest are midfields and attacking players. So it's a good system. I think they have a really good, well balanced squad. It's kind of warped on one side where they have a defensive wing back on one side and an attacking wing back on the other side, and that kind of works for them because they have Kevin De Bruyne, who plays more on the right hand side, and he provides those cross field balls that that move away from the keeper, and so the keeper can't come out, and inevitably lands on one of the players' head, and that player is always the one of the left wing back or the left winger or even the striker. And we have great headers in this team in the form of Lukaku, in the form of Thorgan Hazard, in the form of Yannick Carrasco. So without any further ado, that was just my input about the tactics that Belgium might adopt for the Euros. I mean, obviously, it's difficult for managers to put in to imbibe a philosophy into these international competitions because it's such a short period of time. It's difficult for them to kind of import that into the team, and so it's obviously something that they play to the strengths. And clearly, the strength in this team is the experienced players: Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, and they have three very strong defenders as well. So in goal, I'm gonna go with the snake, Thibaut Courtois. He's obviously the snake in my eyes because I'm a Chelsea fan. So for me, I absolutely hate his guts, but he is the best option for the keeper in this team. Moving on to the defense, we have Vertonghen, Denier, and Alderweireld. So this team, I think the center backs is the weak point for this team, and they're all quite slow. They're not pacey at all. So it makes sense to have three of them there, but I just don't see myself being filled with confidence every time I see these guys' names in the team sheet. So that's probably the weakness in this team. It's the only weakness I think in this team, and I think everybody in the world knows that, and they're going to probably exploit that as much as they can. Moving on to the wing backs, I've gone with Thorgan Hazard and Yannick Carrasco. Thorgan Hazard might be replaced by Munier, who is the more defensive-minded wing back. I think he probably will be there in this team, and he'll probably make it in place of Thorgan Hazard, and Thorgan Hazard will probably move up and replace Kevin De Bruyne or Eden Hazard because both are still kind of injured. So, he might get his chance and a shot there. Moving on to the mids, I've gone with Axel Witsel and Tielemans. Axel Witsel, I think, is also injured and might be replaced by Den Donker. It's a pretty bad blow for Belgium because Axel Witsel is a really good player, very talented, very good defensive midfielder. Tielemans, obviously, we know his skill and his technical abilities from Leicester. We've been following the Premier League for a while on the show, so you boys know Leicester, you know Tielemans, and you know what he can do for his team. One of the best number 8s in the Premier League, arguably. Moving on to the number 10s, I have gone with Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard. This is very temporary. This is my best 11. I just want to put that out there. This is not the 11 that I'm going to play against Russia on Saturday. This is my best 11. Throwing away all the injury problems that this team is facing right now. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes in the attacking lineup because of these two injuries, which are very, very important to this team, and hopefully they can make their way back for after the group stages. Moving on to the lone striker, it has to be Lukaku, right? Lukaku, one of the most experienced, one of the most proficient goal scorers in the world right now. Obviously, tore the Italian league up in Inter Milan, winning the league, ending the Juve dominance in that league, and what a player! and I think he's definitely a massive threat, whether it be his hold-up play, whether his heading, his shooting, overall what a striker, physical, all and everything you want from a number 9. So, perfect number 9 in my opinion. Hopefully, I thought he was going to come to Chelsea this season, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Inzaghi has spoken to him, and Lukaku has come out saying that he's very happy at Inter Milan and is likely to stay. So that's a bit disappointing for Chelsea fans, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So that's my lineup. That's the best 11 that I think Belgium have to offer. When it comes to predicted lineups, I will get to that for the preview on Saturday. So make sure you tune in for that. Besides that, a lot more content coming, a lot more regular content coming on because of regular football now. When it comes to transfer rumors, there's a lot going on. So make sure to tune in tomorrow because I will be dropping the rundown episode where I give you transfer rumors and transfer news and my opinions on those transfer targets in under 10 minutes flat. So make sure you check that out. I've got a new Instagram account. We'll leave a link to down below. So make sure you follow me there to get instant updates on all the videos I'm posting and all the upcoming videos as well. So I will see you boys in the next one.